Hello Saber Junkies, so looky here what we have. Another video and another hilt, and let's dive right in. This one here was commissioned by Austin over at Astoria Workshop, and it was quite the challenge. So it's an Obi-Wan hilt, and it is weathered immaculately. Absolutely wicked looking. Everything. I mean, I'm not going to just go into every aspect of this. I will leave that to Austin. But it is just cool looking. I want to keep this. I might do that. I haven't talked to him about it. I'll just keep it, put it on my shelf, and just sit in a chair and stare at it. The light on top of it. That's kind of what I'm thinking about doing at this moment. So, yeah, very, very awesome. So the work that was required of me was pretty extensive on this one. I had to do all the electronics, designed a chassis for it, and let's just take a look at some aspects of that. So here is the chassis. Very small, super small chassis. Find my battery here. Tried to match the colors up a little bit, best I could anyway. About, I don't know, about 3 different layers on there for the chassis. And this chassis here is printed out of SLS nylon, very strong. And the reason, I tried to actually take a shortcut and print it out of PLA Plus, and it broke right here, which was completely painted, wired up, everything good to go. And the chassis broke. So that was such a bummer. And so I went ahead and ordered the nylon. It is a very thin wall here, so the nylon will hold up, thankfully. Should have done that in the first place because I've been doing it on everything. But we talked about it and was like, it looks good. Seems like it'll work. Snap. And there we go. So this has been delayed for about 3 weeks because of that. But I got everything wired back up again, and we've got a Profi 3.9 in there. So let's take a look here. We've got this clamp card, which is a stock clamp card. This was one of the issues installing this. One of the several issues, complexities to this, having that clamp card in there and the limited amount of room under that switch holder. And the switch holder is also from stock, which is come from Shapeways, which may be the last one I get from Shapeways, from my understanding, as they are closing down, which is a bummer. Hopefully others will be able to slide onto the Craft Cloud platform. I've got it volume turned down really low on it. So the speaker is right here. I'm not going to take this apart to show you that, but yeah, I've got the speaker right here, and actually wound up, I made a pod for the speaker. So you have, this is a 2-piece chassis. So you have the chassis, and then there was a pod. And once this piece was in there, then I was able to slide the speaker pod down into the top of this chassis and wire that up. And on this side of the speaker pod was where the wires would come through for the upper section. which let's take a look at that upper section. So this, and I apologize that I don't know the name. I should know the name, but you guys know, if any of you have watched any of my videos, you know that I don't know the name of people that do the work before me. It's terrible. I should know that. I barely have enough time to do this, let alone research. But as soon as you see it, I'm sure a lot of you will know. Here is the crystal chamber, which is a wicked crystal inside of here. And this is just a really cool chamber. It's cool enough to where I should know the name of the person that designed and made this. Very sturdy. This up here moves a little. Down here, I actually wound up drilling and tapping extra holes to hold this on. It was held on by one, I believe. Top wasn't very sturdy, so sturdied that up. Let's see. So what we have on each end of this crystal is a 9 LED PCB from the cantina. So Gary made these for me. It was probably a year ago. I've got, I think I have one left, so I'm going to have to get some more. But I've got it programmed to where different colors. I don't have it programmed to, you know, what maybe a Canon crystal would look like. I just programmed it with cool effects that I thought were cool. So anytime you're using it, you're not going to see this anyway. So when I open it up, I want it to look cool.
Spaceport. You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. Cautious. The Force will be with you. Always.
So yeah, absolutely cool crystal chamber. Of course, Austin also weathered all of this. All right. So in order to close it, you have to open that back up, slide this down, slide it over, and lock it into place.
The Force will be with you. Always.
So we have up here a stock V3. Now I'm going to find my wrench. It's terrible. I misplaced these wrenches. This is why I have a drawers full of Allen wrenches, because I misplace them all the time. I think I misplaced these about as much as I misplaced my calipers, which is why I have a couple of sets of calipers too, in different work spots in my shop, because where's the calipers? Where are they at? You know, I need them constantly, especially designing chassis and stuff. So, this was the blade plug that came with it, and it is weathered as well. Of course, I'll just show you here. So, this has the recessed blade type. So the PCB, the stock PCB is sitting down inside of the cup. So I made a holder for that to set down inside there. And this would have grounded out. And so I made a 3D print inside there where it sits there without grounding out on anything. And also, the way I programmed this and wired it was with the 16 LEDs separate from the blade. So actually, well, they're in series. So these LEDs have different effects on them. Versus the blade itself. So let's see, here is a small blade. This is a show blade that I made for this hilt. These type of blades are always a challenge to make because you have to make a recess that goes, you know, up inside here with a PCB holder and everything. So I use drill and tap these out to, I believe it's M4 0.7. And I have some nylon set screws that I use to tighten these down. So that's what holds this in here. So this will fit down in here. I should point out that the PCB inside of here is the 88 centimeter PCB from KR Sabers. So this short blade here actually has the KR pixel stick inside of it. So that's a really cool short blade. Now, I do have the long blade. Because of the long blade, which is also a KR pixel stick, and because of this long blade with the recess, I made it tighter. So, Austin, when you go to put this in, you just need to make sure to push down, turn clockwise. Turn clockwise when taking it on or putting it in or pulling it out, just because that cup inside there turns clockwise in the threads. It's tight. You've got it really good and tight in there, but you definitely don't want to spin left and possibly unscrew that. So you just turn right, hold down. I'm not even going to take that out. It holds itself in there. So we've got melt, which is nice. Hold down on the power button to melt. There we go. Tip drag there. So that is the prop file that I already had that loose. That was created by Brian Connor and myself. Now, I did want to show something else that I just want to show. It has nothing to do with this, but I want to show it because I just built it the last couple of days, and this is a 3/4 inch blade for one of Austin's Yodas that he has, and I had to make this adapter in order to test this blade out, so I wanted to show that real quick. Where is my battery? So a little tester here, printed this out. Little blade. This is actually the first 3/4 inch blade I've ever made. It's got a little bit of corn cobbing right here. And that's because I couldn't find any foam that fit up inside of there. So the only way I could make the foam work is to take a piece of foam. I had a piece here. I don't know what I did with it. Take a piece of foam and actually use the heat gun to heat it up and pull it together on the strip as tight as I could get it to get it inside of here. So yeah, it was quite the challenge. So it's not, and I always point out the negatives, it's not 100% perfect, but it's still pretty cool. So, sidetrack there. That's the whole package for Austin. He wanted to just work me to death, I think. That was his plan. Being a fellow Missourian, he knows that we Southeast Missourians just work hard. So, yeah, that is the gist of it. Hope that you guys have had a great 4th of July weekend, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.